Feeding a pregnant dog is not something that you should take lightly. Pregnant dogs need added nutrients, vitamins, higher calories, higher protein. There are little tiny bodies growing inside of them, and so their body needs its regular nutrition, plus it needs added nutrition to be able to grow these puppies and keep them healthy. So this is something that you really don't want to take lightly. The nutrition of your pregnant dog. You want to consult a canine nutritionist, your veterinarian. If your veterinarian isn't big on homemade food, some of them aren't, it's becoming more popular, but if your veterinarian's against it, speak with a holistic vet. You don't want to take chances with the nutrition of pregnant dogs because not only can it affect the dog herself, but it can also affect the health of the puppies and the development, the appropriate development throughout the pregnancy. So it's something that you really want to take very, very seriously. If you're looking for a recipe for homemade dog food for pregnant dogs, I'm going to share one with you today. As I mentioned, be sure to run it past your veterinarian or a canine nutritionist before switching your pregnant dog to this food. Now, the first thing that you need to keep in mind with this homemade dog food for pregnant dogs is that it is only a snack and should not be used as a full meal. You should feed this as a snack about 3 times a day. The first thing that you want to start with in a large skillet on medium heat is 1 pound of 80 to 85% lean ground beef. You're also going to want 1 cup of oatmeal and 12 eggs. Once you have all your eggs in there, you can let this cook on medium heat for about 10 to 15 minutes. That's when the hamburger will be thoroughly cooked. The eggs are going to cook up pretty quickly, and the oatmeal is just going to mix in there with everything else. Up here in the top right hand corner, I have a cookie sheet that's lined with parchment paper. I would recommend getting that settled and do that first because your hands are going to get a little dirty making this recipe. So I always set mine up and set it aside before I start. So this is your hamburger, egg, and oatmeal concoction that you just cooked on your stovetop. So we're not draining the oil from the hamburger or anything like that. We're just cooking all of that up. The oatmeal soaks some of it in, and you know, you can tell there's not a lot of extra like runny oil coming out of this, just a little bit, enough to make it kind of moist. So there's that. Now you probably should let this cool. I'm gonna jump right in obviously just to make the video, but if you want to let it cool, it is easier to mix this with your hands, so you'd have to let it cool first. So to that mixture, I'm going to add 8 ounces of cream cheese, which is usually 1 package. Obviously they're all different, and if you buy the little plastic tubs, it's going to be more than that, but it should be about 1 package. You're going to need to add 1 cup of creamy peanut butter. And if you have heard in the news recently, there's been an issue with peanut butter and dogs. Some peanut butter have an ingredient called xylitol, and it's spelled Zylitol, xylitol, and that is toxic to dogs. So make sure whatever the peanut butter you're using does not include xylitol in the ingredient list. That's very important. We're also going to add 1 cup of ground flaxseed. And the last ingredient is just 1 tablespoon of molasses. So now you're going to mix this all together. Actually, it's kind of nice, the heat from the Hamburg recipe, the Hamburg portion of the recipe is melting the cream cheese and the peanut butter, so it's making it a little bit easier to stir together. But if you are doing this, if you're gonna let it cool and do it with your hands, just nuke the cream cheese and the peanut butter for about 30 seconds in the microwave just to soften those up, and then you'd be able to stir it all together. Once you have your food mixed, you can see it's kind of like in a loaf form, sort of. And what you can do on your parchment paper lined cookie sheet is just take small amounts and form them into little balls and just space them out evenly. You don't have to worry about proper spacing, but just as long as they're not touching each other, you can space them out on your cookie sheet. And then you're going to refrigerate these on the cookie sheet for a couple of hours. Once they get cool, they'll harden up a little bit, and you can store them in a better container, an airtight container. And you can store them in an airtight container in the refrigerator for about 5 days. And then if you want to store them for longer term than that, just put them on your parchment paper lined cookie sheet and stick them in the freezer. Once they freeze and harden, you can put them in an airtight container and keep them stored in the freezer for up to 3 months. Obviously, you know, this isn't something that you're gonna make when your dog's pregnant and store for 3 months, but if you know that your dog's pregnant and you wanna get a jump on things, you can make these in advance so that once the puppies are here, you can just take them out of the freezer. Again, this is not made to be a full-time meal. Dogs need very special prenatal care, and the proper nutrition is a big part of that. So it's not made to be a full-time meal, but these can be a good snack to feed 3 times a day, just to give your dog those added calories in a healthy way. You're not adding fat, but you're adding the calories, the protein, and all the beneficial nutrients that they need to carry their puppies. So if you guys have any questions on canine pregnancy or this recipe, feel free to email me, Samantha@topdogtips.com. Thanks for watching this video, guys. I will be back with another recipe very soon. Thank you so much for watching my video, guys. We really appreciate you guys tuning in whenever we post a new video. Of course, you can check us out on our website, topdogtips.com. So be sure to bookmark that and check back often, because we are always publishing new reviews, product information, top 10 lists, information about dog care, grooming, training, all aspects of dog care, health, and we share some vet tips on there, all kinds of great stuff. So if you're a dog owner, dog lover, that's the site for you. Also, be sure to find us on social media. We are on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Google+. You can find us on Pinterest as well. So make sure to follow us, and then you'll stay up to date with everything that's going on our website and on our social media. You'll see all the newest videos whenever they're posted. And of course, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel right here. All you have to do is go to YouTube, search for Top Dog Tips. We're right there. Subscribe, and you'll get a notification every time I post a new video. So be sure to do that. Thanks again for watching, guys, and I'll see you back soon with another great Top Dog Tips video.